and Zimmer Weary. We're husband and wife.
And
I started in community theater, so this was special.
return to roots a little
Yeah.
bit. So. Oh yeah, I seen my parents in a community play, theater production of Where's Charlie, seeing my mom in that, and my dad playing the cop at the end of Arsenic and Old Lace, and he was brilliant. I mean, he's a traveling salesman by trade, but it just, later on when I slipped over the wall to go into the theater, it made it a little bit easier for me to leave town and have kind of an understanding of what it took before I went off to school. Yeah,
You still have to be professional, whether it's community theater or professional theater. You know, you still have to stay true to the character and try not to mug,
But
like I'm doing tonight.
Never. Audiences are more forgiving when they're looking at people that they know, and they go along for the ride, and they understand, what it takes to do. And I think everybody appreciates that. So I think you can get away with making mistakes, and that's what being young's all about. So it's good.
I'm Michael O'Leary, and I was with the Guiding Light for 25 plus years, and I'm always very excited to be a part of anything that has to do with theater, regional theater, supporting nonprofit theaters, and so here we are. Oh, that's where I got my start. When I was in California, there's community theaters, and I did a Neil Simon play. It was my first play, and then I just continued on to do that sort of thing, and then went on to community theater. Gave me the opportunity to look at this as something, as a conduit to high school and college. So I was a young kid, and then I knew it gave me the opportunity to look at this as something that was a real, true love of mine. Well, I'll tell you, I just got done doing a reading of my play in a very small town in Maryland, and I have several young people that are involved in it, and I just love kids. I love kids. I see them transform. I see them gain confidence in themselves, and so I think that theater is a transformative thing in young people's lives. I really do. Whether or not they pursue theater as a career or not, but I think that it gives a small town a sense of vitality, a destination, and also, I think to have an artistic synergy in a town is really important.
My name is David Smilo, and Bruce asked me to participate in this, as he had last year when I contributed a few plays to Starry, Starry Night. And this year I'm happy to contribute 4 pieces, which actually constitute the text of the evening. And it's obviously a great event, as you can see. There's a lot of activity here. I'm really happy that the Playhouse is doing so well. It's very exciting what's taking place here. The Hudson Valley is really burgeoning as far as artistic stuff goes, and people trying to just move the arts forward. So I'm just trying to do my share. I think there's a real fabric developing in the Hudson Valley, as I said, with community theater, local performances, music, art, poetry, and so forth. This is a very, very rich area, and I think it's one of the great resources of this area too. Draws from Boston, draws from New York, draws from Philly. People come up here and they don't just vacation, they're saying, what can I do here? And they end up creating all these networks and finding people to work with. That's what happened to me. And it's very gratifying to do it because people are basically interested in the work itself primarily. If they can make a living, great. If not, it doesn't matter as much. It's just to do it and to spread it.
Well, I'm Robert Newman. I played Joshua Lewis on the soap opera Guiding Light for 28 years. And this is my wife, Britt Newman, who was on Loving. And we're both here to do a bit of a fundraiser for the Phoenicia Playhouse and just raise some money for a good cause. I went almost straight from college into professional theater. But while I was in college, I would do plays outside of the university. I went to college in LA, and I just kind of knew that I had to do stuff outside of what I was learning in the university to really become a more well-rounded actor.
I think community theater is amazingly important. It's important for local actors, and it's important really for the community to come together and to support the arts. And I think it's a great way to teach children to appreciate the arts and just to keep it alive and going.
And I also love with community theater, you kind of have a sense that, you know, that's my dentist, and that's the guy that works at the hardware store, and that's the guy that is the golf, you know, and they're all supporting each other, and it's a fantastic thing.
The idea that something like this community theater that people can do besides skiing to offer some culture up here, because this is such a magical place.